So we're here at Japan Mobility 2023, and I'm here with Jürgen Goldner,
Correct.
Program Manager for BMW Hydrogen. Now, Jürgen, we've done a lot of our own sort of study up on BMW Hydrogen. Now, I know that you have, or BMW has 100 of these BMW iX Hydrogens deployed around the world for various sort of testing. Is that sort of a fair sort of description of the program?
Yeah, we call it a pilot fleet, and we use it for testing, but also for exhibitions like here,
I see.
demonstration purposes.
Okay.
We're at all kinds of events, using it as shuttle vehicles and so on.
Oh, is that right?
And we're both gaining technical learnings from doing testing. We were in Dubai for heat testing. We were in California and Colorado for also heat and altitude testing.
Interesting.
And then we also want to get feedback from the different societies, what they think about this technology, to learn more and to see what the role of hydrogen vehicles will be in the energy, in the zero emission mix of vehicles in the future.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so, that's obviously some of the things that we've heard about, but you're giving more detail to us. Now, BMW iX Hydrogen, so this is sort of the twin of the sort of conventional iX. How is this vehicle different overall?
This is a hydrogen vehicle. A hydrogen vehicle is an electric car to start with. It's driven by the same electric motor that drives all our battery electric cars. The main difference is that the energy is not stored in terms of electricity in a battery, but it's stored as hydrogen in hydrogen tanks.
I see, okay.
In this car, the hydrogen tanks are in the middle, where usually the transmission and the drive shaft are located, and there's a second tank under the rear seat.
I see.
And then we have a system that's called a fuel cell, which is here under the hood. We have over here, we have a little display of the so-called fuel cell stack, where the chemical reaction happens between the hydrogen from the tanks and the ambient air, where we have oxygen. They combine, they release electricity that's used to drive the car. And then the only exhaust is water vapor that goes out with the remaining air.
Absolutely, interesting. So obviously the propulsion is different, and sort of how we propel the vehicle is different. But in terms of the overall sort of experience, right? A passenger who has an X5 or an iX5, how would this be different in terms of the overall experience in terms of day-to-day?
Well, the driving experience is an electric car. And it is the same electric motor as the iX. So, it's the same electric driving experience. The interior of this car and the body of this car are from the combustion engine car, or the plug-in hybrid version that we have for this model. So it's a combination of the iX, the drive feeling and the drive software, and the X5 as the base model that we used here to integrate the hydrogen technology.
I see, interesting. So one final question for you. Now, we know that obviously hydrogen is something that BMW is exploring and a couple of other automakers are exploring. Would you say right now that infrastructure is one of the biggest barriers to sort of hydrogen sort of gaining mass adoption? And sort of what's your kind of forward-looking view of how that could be resolved?
Yes, the infrastructure is still in the making, I would say. In Europe, we have a plan until 2030 that the European Union has made it actually mandatory to have hydrogen fueling stations in addition to electric charging all along the highways. And also in the major towns. So we will have a base network by 2030.
Oh, fantastic.
We already have about almost 100 fueling stations in Germany. In Japan, it's 160 even in Japan.
Nice.
Korea has about 200. China has more than 300 already. So it's coming, But we need a basic network of fueling stations basically for individual mobility to make sense.
I see, interesting.
The fueling stations will be driven by the commercial vehicles, both on the heavy-duty side of things, for the trucks, more along the highways, but then also delivery vans, smaller vehicles in the towns will partially use hydrogen rather than electricity, because this combination of electric driving and being able to fuel a hydrogen car in 3 to 4 minutes is really important for a number of people.
Absolutely.
It's the best of both worlds. Electric driving field with the great acceleration, the silent ride, it's emission-free, but you can handle the car like you are used to with a combustion engine car. You go to a gas station, 3-4 minutes, it's full. And this is attractive to customers who, maybe don't have electric charging at home or at work, so it's inconvenient for them.
Absolutely.
Or people who just travel a lot, who are need the flexibility of the automobile, which is freedom.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
To just go anywhere where they want to and don't have to plan around the charging needs of a battery electric car. So that's kind of the customer use case that we're looking at with a hydrogen electric vehicle.
Interesting. Okay, very nice. Well, Jürgen, really appreciate it, and you know why. So thank you for taking the time to meet with us. Everyone, this is Jürgen Goldner, Program Manager of BMW Hydrogen, and we definitely look forward to seeing more from BMW Hydrogen and BMW's iX in hydrogen propulsion form. So thank you again.
Thank you very much.
All right,
it was a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right.